will get proceedings underway here tonight in Manchester. 3 5-minute rounds should they need them in the Cage Warriors welterweight division. James Sheehan in the deep blue, Kyran Sturrock in the black with white trim. I mean, physically, Josh, two very evenly matched guys in there, both tall, lean welterweights.
Yeah, Sheehan looking a little bit broader, perhaps a little bit more built, but Sturrock certainly got a little bit of advantage with the limb length. Sheehan with the center of the cage now, just trying to march Sturrock around a little bit, but he's happy on the outside here.
Should be a very interesting styles clash here. We know the guys coming out of FCPC always have a good striking base, always have a good wrestling base, and you look at the guys coming out of Team Rhino and always have that strong judo base as well. Of course, Andy Ryan and training with the likes of Paul Redmond over there. So it could be a very nice styles clash to take in here tonight in our opening contest on the preliminary portion of Cage Warriors 112.
There's a nice combination from Sturrock, but it was a good counter earlier to his kick from Sheehan. A nice straight right, didn't connect, but certainly put him on notice.
Yeah, Sheehan has marched his man back to the cage there, but Sturrock looking more than happy to just sidestep around him at this point. Keeping that head moving off the centre line.
Yeah, he's doing a good job laterally. He's keeping circling. He's not getting himself pinned too far back. A bit static here, perhaps, but still some space to work with.
Nice head kick there, just a little bit shy from James Sheehan, keeping his man honest.
Nice to see Sturrock finish that combination with the kick, clinching up here and some good knees. Switching up the collar ties.
Yeah, great work inside the clinch there from Sturrock. Sheehan looking to just slow things down momentarily here, crush his man up against the cage.
Yeah, he's pummeled to a good over-under position here, but he hasn't quite got the head in play yet. You can see him trying to work that head down, get under the chin. There we go, good work from Sheehan, but there's a bit of blood from somewhere. Could be the face or head of Sheehan, I think. Oh yeah, big bust open.
We'll see if we can get a look at where that's come from as Sturrock tries a shoulder strike there just to worsen things up a little bit for James Sheehan.
This is good position for Sturrock. It's a good body lock, trying to move him around there. He's got good head position. You see how strong he is, forcing him to move. The good thing was he didn't stay static. He kept moving the man around, made him base, just making Sturrock really work. And this cross grip through the back, we see it so much now. Brutal if you can lock it up.
Sturrock still throwing out those shoulder strikes there momentarily. Conor McGregor has a lot to answer for in this sport, my friend.
Trying to drop down for this double leg now. You see good wide base split from Sturrock. Stops Sheehan from connecting the hands all the way around the hips. And this is good defensive posture from Sturrock. But he's got to free himself up here. There's a lot of period of control. It's a nice knee though.
He's certainly not accepting the position here. He's staying busy and keeping it competitive.
Try and look at that. So he uses his palm to push the chin up and wins the head battle, but Sheehan immediately dropping his base back down. And because he's got his body lock, he's the one who can change the angle. He can get lower, get his head under the chin easier. See how quickly he wins that head position back.
Well, probably worth pointing out as well, Josh, that in this position, James Sheehan not really scoring any points here, unless all things are equal, which they're not in this round. He's not going to score any points for control here. He needs to affect the takedown. He needs to do something damaging if he's going to get the judges to put a tick in the column for him.
Yeah, there's got to be some impact. Just pinning a guy against the cage doesn't count for a whole lot anymore. It's good takedown sequence. Had an opportunity for a knee there, and he knew it as well. So I like the urgency from Sturrock. He's trying to get back to his feet as soon as he gets put down. He's not accepting it. He's popping back up, making Sheehan work here.
Referee Mark Goddard has momentarily split the action there. He's given him enough time in that neutral position.
I'm more than happy with that.
Spinning backwards attempted from Sturrock there.
So I think one of the problems Sturrock's having is he's not committing to these kicks with real kind of viciousness. They're a little bit light where they could be, and it's allowing some counter movement, counter striking from Sheehan. But this is a good connection now.
Yeah, rapid level change there from James Sheehan. Can he do anything with the takedown though?
He has got long left, and he's locked up in an over-under and a guillotine here, so, you know, it's going to score something for him, but really the most damage coming from Sturrock.
Yeah, under the current criteria, Josh, maybe not. What we're talking about here is a takedown that does nothing but change the position, and under the current guidelines, that essentially would score nothing unless something was done with it. So at that later stage in the round, James Sheehan may have exerted that effort there for no gain.
Yeah, possibly. It's tough to tell sometimes, you know, how it's all going to play out, but let's take a look at some of the replays here.
Yeah, nice knees to the body on the inside, and a couple of nice punches, some dirty boxing there from Kyran Sturrock.
Yeah,
and that could be where the injury to the face of James Sheehan occurred. Beautiful level change there, though, Josh.
Yeah, away from the outside. He was actually lucky to get the connection, but that was good. I just particularly liked how Sturrock punished him on the way in.
We're going to try and take a look at the injury to the face of James Sheehan here. It doesn't look to be all that terrible. And, you know, when you do get cut to the face and particularly towards the top of the face and the head, the blood pressure there means it often looks a lot worse than it is. But it looks like the cutman has done a good job there in between rounds, and James Sheehan is going to be good to go here in the second. Kyran Sturrock coming out Karate Kid style with the crane kick there.
He tried it. Yeah, no, Sheehan seems completely fine, a bit nonplussed about the cut.
I hear if do right, no can defend, so.
That was much better from Sturrock. A bit more bite, a bit more hip turn on that kick. Can't get pinned against the cage here, though. He's going to keep that lateral movement up. He did it well in the first.
Sturrock had been doing a good job of moving his head off the centre line. The second it was static there, we saw James Sheehan land a nice combination. So Sturrock could do well to keep that head moving if he's going to stand in front of James Sheehan, it would seem.
Oh, and a counter takedown attempt from Sturrock. He's got that overhook hopping through on the Uchimata.
So strong in the clinch, though. There's James Sheehan there.
Yeah, this body lock, especially when you get that head involved, it's such a strong position. He's going to try and transition down to a double here. You see him trying to pin that knee inside. Now he's going single. That's good work from Sturrock. You see him try and float his foot up on the outside of the thigh. More a counter, perhaps, but it's going to be tough to find the angle here to bend this arm.
And what has happened in the early exchange is that all the grease that was put on that cut by the cutman has come off on the shoulder of Kyran Sturrock. So let's keep an eye on that one. It does seem to be bleeding again, that cut now.
Yeah, this is an interesting defensive grip. It looked like he was using it for a Kimura. It's a good setup for it, but abandons it now. This is an awkward position for him to try and find his base from. You see him trying to collect the heels, bridges up on one hand. Sheehan doing a good job of rebasing over the top. He's got to hold him for his hip, Stacey. As soon as he lets go to strike. Wow, I see that.
This is much better work from James Sheehan here.
That was Sheehan's, but that was Sturrock's moment to pop back up. He did it so well, but I wonder if some fatigue setting him a little bit here.
Sheehan certainly not letting up the pressure here, keeping that head in very tight.
Beautiful cross grip through the back again, nicely broken by Sturrock. He's trying to walk himself over the top of the knees.
And this is a bad spot for Kyran Sturrock. For my money, he needs to be looking to use that fence to get back to his feet now, but obviously a lot easier said than done.
Yeah, you see what Sheehan did was he kept his head up really high. It made it hard for Sturrock to deflect his head away and create any space to stand up. Usually when guys try and hold your hips, you know, the head is down there as well. You can get a good frame on it, push it away. Got to be careful not to give his back up here. That right hook's going to look for a home.
James Sheehan's not going to give his man an inch there. Both hooks in now. This could be a bad spot for Kyran Sturrock.
Yeah, collects the mount. I think there's some serious fatigue in Kyran Sturrock here.
Over 90 seconds left to play with for James Sheehan here as well.
There are some things he did very well in the first round that he's not doing now. And from this mount position, you see he's got the smother in as well over the top. That's just going to confuse the breath constantly. Like head grinding in. He's making a real ugly fight. He goes smother again.
Nice elbow. And again takes the back here, does James Sheehan.
Still got a good minute and 15 to work as well. See if he can ride this back position. Sturrock's going to try and straighten one leg really sharply as he rolls. Although he could dump him off the top here. He's going to have to watch an arm if he does.
Short shots here from James Sheehan. Not doing massive amounts of damage, but Sturrock's going to have to do something to change his fortunes here. Sheehan with a grip on the net.
There we go.
Sheehan with a big squeeze here. Sheehan adjusts the grip. That's tight. That's under the chin, and surely here it's just a matter of time.
Your referee, Mr. Mark Goddard, has called a stop to this bout after 4 minutes and 27 seconds of round number 2, declaring your winner by way of rear naked choke in the blue corner, James Sheehan.
A big win for James Sheehan at a time when Irish MMA is booming once again. An absolutely massive statement from the 24-year-old.